Hi everybody, Jen here again, showing you pictures that I'm going to use for my layout. It's pictures of my friend's son Liam and myself holding him and one of my other friends Jordan holding him and enjoying the little bundle, 4-month-old bundle of awesomeness that he is. This is the second layout. I'm using my Scraptastic September We Will Rock You kit, and it's going to be very similar in colors to the last layout that I just did. It's going to go opposite in my album. It's pictures from the same day. So I'm using, this is actually a layout I had seen. I looked at a sketch, liked the look of the sketch, didn't really keep it up, just kind of glanced at it and then went on watching my YouTube or Netflix or whatever I was doing. And the only thing I took from the sketch was that left-hand box that is that arrow paper. So everything else kind of came from, I used that one element of it and then that was it. I kind of completely changed it up. They were supposed to be, I don't even know what was supposed to be on top of that page of elements. I think they were all embellished, and I'm actually going to use it for a piece of journaling, like a journaling box. So that is My Mind's Eye, one of the Market Street papers, and this is, I'm not sure, I think this is another My Mind's Eye. Yeah, it is another Market Street, which I loved this piece of paper, this colorful stripe, and I'm actually using that as a block of pattern paper at the bottom, and that's going to house my title at the end, towards the end of the layout. So I'm just cutting it down so it's even with the photos and the journaling box. So it's there's like a border of orange around everything. The arrow paper is a little bit off cut there, so it's not perfect, but hey, it'll do. It's all good. I didn't use as much pattern paper on here as I usually do. There's no real layering on it. It's kind of more reminiscent of how I used to scrap, not so much as how I scrap now, but I do like how it came out. This kit has been, I've loved working with it, but it is a struggle for me because it is not, the colors are difficult to work with for me. I love the colors and when I look at them, but to actually scrap with them is a little bit different. Different story. I really am enjoying working with it though. So I'm going through here, pulling out some of my embellishments and trying to figure out exactly what I'm going to use. I really like those Heidi Swap stickers that are the circular elements that have actually two pieces. They've got that outline circle and then they have the actual inside sticker. I love that outline circle. I think that I'm going to get a lot of use out of those. It doesn't even matter what it says. I like it. So I'm going through these jelly bean soup die cuts and pulling out a whole bunch of stuff. And I think I added the rest of those wood embellishments from a previous hip kit, maybe. I just hadn't finished them up and I wanted to use them, so I finished them up. I'm using that Prima orange chalk ink that came with the kit as an extra if you bought 2 months in a row, to change the color of that die cut to orange, so it'll go with the kit. And I just was wiping up the rest of the ink. So these pictures were, we had gone to there's this place called The Place in Connecticut, and it's literally a giant open fire pit restaurant. It's all outside. They have some large canvas canopies that they'll pull over if it's raining a little bit or if it's really hot. But they've got literally like giant tables made out of logs. All the chairs are pieces of logs and trees, and it's really fun. We make it a tradition to go every year, and this was Liam's first time at the place ever, actually, not just this summer. And it was our yearly summer trip, and it's about, I don't know, 2.5 hours away from me, but all of my friends live in Connecticut, so this day it was just 3 of us and Liam, and we went to the place, had lunch, and then ended up going to the outlet shopping before I headed on home with my friend Jordan. She lives about an hour from me, so I'll drive to her house and then she'll drive the rest of the way, which is really kind of nice. So anyway, I'm using these embellishments to make a couple of little clusters. I'm making a cluster at the top left-hand portion of that journaling card, that was just a journaling card of my own. I don't think it was from the kit that I pulled. It was 4x6 and it's lightly gridded on the back side. So I use the back side, so that'll be a nice little spot to write my story. And I used that Epic and then a couple of one of the die cuts in the wooden hearts. And then I did the same thing at the bottom right of that journaling card. Made another little cluster, as well as at the bottom right hand corner of the entire layout. I'm going to use that scooter and I think that arrow that says cool. So I don't know. Oh, I think my Saturday Adventures is what my title is going to be. There was a die cut that said Adventures that's in yellow, so I'm using that as part of my title. And then I use those gray thickers as Saturday to spell out Saturday. And it was just a Saturday, a summer Saturday, and we got together and enjoyed our day. And it was quite the adventure for Liam. He had never been to the outlets, and he was so good. He tolerated our shopping all day long without a peep. He was happy as a 4-month-old little guy could be. He was more thrilled to be held by all these different people. He didn't end up in a stroller at all. We held him all afternoon. So I'm putting down my title here, and then I'm going to work on that bottom right-hand corner cluster. And I loved that little Vespa scooter Jelly Bean Soup die cut, and it doesn't really go for this layout. There's no meaning behind it, but I really, really liked it, and I really wanted to use it. So I layered it up here with a couple of different sayings on top, one being cool, and I have no idea what that little orange one says, but they're all just kind of cutesy sayings. And it was a super quick layout. I made it, I think it took me about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. But that is it for my layout. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.